So, with that, this week's expose is White Vision. And no, it's not the White Vision before you. You know, the White Vision that is something for X.
Oh my.
Yeah, right. So he first appeared in the West Coast Avengers, I believe number 43, which was December 1988. And it was part of the Vision Quest arc. So this is when the government was very worried that the Vision would take control of all of the world's computers, because he'd done it before. He's like, they're gonna do it again, which in the 80s it was like, 30 computers. And
Sides of walls.
but they're like, yeah. But they're like, oh no. So they kind of kidnapped him, and they tricked Mockingbird, or because Mockingbird was in a very dark place. Like, you're gonna work for us. And so she ended up deleting all the files on him. And they eventually did find Vision, but he was horrifically dismantled, much like kind of what we see here. And they got him back, and they Hank Pym kind of brought him back, brought his body back, but it was like the White Vision. Oh, and he had some memories of his time, but all of his emotional capacity was lost, so he had no human connection to them. And so he was like, Wanda, I don't remember loving you at all. She's like, oh no. And he eventually did get get the brain of a scientist, because he originally was like Wonder Man.
Wonder Man,
thank you. Wonder Man. And he's like, no, I'm not going to give you those memories because I'm in love with you, so no. He's like, oh, why would you do that? But he eventually got a scientist's brain patterns, and he got some emotion back, but then he was destroyed by the Gatherer, so he didn't last too much longer. But yeah, there's a White Vision for you.
Yay! Love it.
Wandavision! Hi, Agnes. Come on in. Wandavision! Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about.
Stop lying to me!
You're Ralph Boner?
Yeah.
Welcome to this week's Solving Frex. My name is Sean. I'm your ultimate excavationist.
And I'm something of an X fan myself, Kevin.
And he, they. I'm a he, they.
He, that, he, him, he.
And I'm Ryan, your astonishing X-Men stan. He, him.
And I am an agent of chaos, Felipe. He, him.
Beautiful.
Felipe, this has been almost 3 months in the making. We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so you have been a loyal listener, BFF of the pod, and I remember when I told you that we were going to be doing WandaVision, you basically shit all over yourself, and then I saw your pictures with the crown, so I was like, we have to have him on, so we offered you any episode of your choosing, and you chose this one.
Yeah, I'm here for all the feels.
Yeah. So what is it about Wanda? Why do you love her?
She's a weird one because I was never the biggest Wanda fan until there was a few things. There was a few moments. There was X-Men Legends 2. She was the most interesting character in that entire game. I was just fascinated, and they did a good job with all the little trivia bits in those games. So I kind of just learned a little about her along the way. But the one that really got me was Wolverine and the X-Men, which I will not discuss. But yeah, and once Ultron came out and I kind of saw how they were using her in the MCU, there was obviously concerns, but ultimately it was a road worth taking. And her journey in this, whether it's comics accurate or not, is very meaningful and impactful, and hopefully the best is yet to come.
Okay. So how have we been doing in covering WandaVision?
Great. I mostly listen at work, and I'm sometimes in a corner just giggling to myself.
Okay.
And yeah, I love all your takes, all your viewpoints, and so much fun to listen and watch along.
Okay, good. I was kind of afraid. I was like, what if he's
Yeah.
like, it's awful? You missed everything.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
No,
you.
the X-Men stuff is great too. I actually was not a big comics person growing up, but when the 90s cartoon came out, that was my first real exposure. And they must have done a great job with their advertising because I really knew nothing about the X-Men, but I was there planted on episode 1 and from then on.
Same. I try to ask myself, like, I forget what came first, the comics or the show. I think the show came first, which got my cousin and I into the comics. So, yeah, they definitely did market it well to make us all want to watch it, knowing nothing.
Oh yeah, and it was great to
Mhm.
kind of backtrack and learn more about the characters through the comics as I got to know them in the animated series.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, did you have a similar experience with Wanda? Because mine was very much like Felipe. When I first started reading X-Men, I thought she was kind of lame, and I used to make fun of her with my friends, and now she's like the goddess.
No, yeah, I kind of feel the exact same way. That's exactly how I was. I kind of really didn't know that much about her. Just that she was Magneto's daughter, and that's what she will always be in my eyes. And so, same thing with Pietro. I loved kind of like their relationship. So I kind of only knew that. But then I think House of M, when I started reading House of M and then finding out like or what Avengers Disassembled. Like, I think that was
Yes.
like the first one where I was like, holy crap, this is like, it's not just hexes anymore, guys. Like, yeah, she's not gonna make a water or pail of water fall on you or something like that. It's
Right.
gonna fucking, yeah, put you in a different reality.
Yeah. And Kevin, so you're not as into the comics. You're more about the media.
Right.
What's your
My
experience?
first
with Scarlet
exposure to
Witch?
her was Evolution. Yeah, my first exposure to her was X-Men Evolution. That's what I remember her the most. And then I remember in college when I started like reading Astonishing X-Men and I knew about House of M, I started realizing the reputation of her. So I don't necessarily read those comics, but I studied up on it. And so I was like, oh, this is super cool. And then, the fact that she came in the movies, and I was like, okay, I'm pretty familiar with her at this point. So I was like, yay.
Okay. And Felipe, since you brought it up, what's the most egregious thing that the MCU has done to Wanda?
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's
It's so hard.
a tough one. I don't know.
I think I got one.
Killing her brother was one.
Yeah. What's yours, Ryan?
I would have to say that I think that putting her in the MCU is the reason that her and Pietro are no longer mutants. So I think
Yeah.
that is the most egregious thing that
Because
the
X-Men
MCU
couldn't
has
have her
done.
then.
Exactly.
They wanted
Yeah.
her and they couldn't have her.
Hmm.
I think as amazing as the scene was, when she killed the Illuminati, like killing Peggy Carter, like how can you do that, Marvel? How can you do that to Captain Carter?
Hmm.
I have thoughts about, because we talked about with earlier, what was it with, who were we talking about, Ryan, with the other Ryan, how he thinks that movie was valid, and I'm excited to have discussions about that because I have thoughts about that, but I want to wait till the finale.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry. Everything's going wrong. All right. So Felipe, the last
on you?
question huh?
Is there a hex on you?
Yes. You
And now
it's
you're mine.
in a hexagonal. No. So Felipe, the last question we asked, which you haven't heard yet, because we are just already recorded a bunch of episodes. The
Yeah.
last previously on we asked was, which Agatha sabotage was your favorite? The magic show, telling Vision he's dead, planting Pietro, or killing Sparky?
I think I want to say telling Vision he's dead because it ultimately fits her narrative and goal as a villain to isolate Wanda. I think she actually got him to leave town.
Valid. I know we were all very torn. I feel like
interesting.
we all gave separate answers, but I like that answer.
Same.
I wonder why you
Mhm.
like that answer. I wonder why I like that answer.
Yes. All right, great. Well, let's jump over to the future where there may or may not be a sinister gossip sesh, depending on the cruise ship and if I can get to internet or not. Diddly-oot.
Woo!
Sesh of Expelliarmus. Oh, sexy Xyz. I'm on the run. Disney is really mad at me because I went to Universal. I went to Universal Studios for 3 days, including one day at Epic Universe. So now I have to stay hidden. I got all this stuff to stay hidden. Oh, anyway, okay, let's go ahead and talk about this week. Oh, and then I'll talk about Epic Universe a little bit. Okay, let me pull up my notes here. By the way, my voice is totally shot from all those roller coasters. Okay, Sinister Sesh. Rogue and Gambit have been added to Rivals, voiced by Lenore Zan and AJ Locasio. Thor 5 is heavily rumored with Chris Hemsworth. Scarlett Johansson says she will not return as her character. She said her character, so I wonder if she's going to play somebody else. Chris Evans is saying he's sad he's not part of Marvel anymore. I think he's full of BS. I think he's coming back. And we got a first look at Sadie Sink in Spider-Man. She has red hair, but she was wearing like a big old coat, so it's hard to tell what character she might be. You guys, I have wings. I have wings. Oh my God, this thing's amazing. I have wings. But I definitely didn't buy all this stuff just because I wanted it. I bought it because I have to stay hidden from Disney because they're after me. Okay, let's look at our polls real quick. Polls. So last week we asked which was your favorite Agatha reveal: the magic show tampering, introducing Pietro, telling Vision he's dead, or killing Sparky. In last place, introducing Pietro. Second to last, with 16%. Second to last, telling Vision he dead, 19%. Killing Sparky was up there with 30%. And number one, magic show tampering with 35%. And lastly, we asked who would be more likely to be a Power Ranger, Jean Grey or Deathbird, with 61%. Of course, it's Jean Grey. I did have a line, AM Diaz, and also Jordan, the girl with the great smile, and also Num1. Num1 all wrote in. Num1 and AM said there's no way that she'd ever be a Power Ranger. Deathbird would totally work for Rita Repulsa. AM even went as far as saying she'd be the Scorpina. And Jordan said she's not biased, but as a Deathbird cosplayer, obviously Deathbird. All right, with that out of the way, Sexy Xyz, Epic Universe. I did it yesterday. It was so good. I love it so much. My favorite was Dark Universe, which was a surprise. I didn't think that would be it, but it was. The Monsters Unchained ride is one of the best rides I've ever been on. Also, the Harry Potter, like Paris and the Ministry, it's amazing, and you should all go there. Obviously, I love How to Train Your Dragon, so being in Berk was just fantastic. And I was a little disappointed by Donkey Kong. I'm not gonna lie. I still really liked it. It's great seeing my characters that I've grown up with, but they made it seem like you would jump the track, and you don't really jump the track. It just looks like you are, but you don't feel like you are, if that makes sense. But I would definitely go on it again. It was just kind of like mid compared to the other stuff. Oh, it's Diddy Kong o'clock. I gotta go, but we'll get back to the future. And next week I'll tell you how my Disney cruise is. I head out tomorrow, Saturday, the 15th, and I come back Saturday the 22nd. So yeah, bye. All right, let's go ahead and actually I have one more question for Felipe. How did you find our little podcast?
I I actually stumbled onto it when X-Men 97 was airing and you were all covering that. I'm my favorite X-Men character is Jean Grey, but along with that came a very admiration for Cyclops as well. So I think through Kevin and his social media, I stumbled onto the podcast during the X-Men 97
Very
run.
cool.
And
Love
so
that.
much fun to listen.
Yay.
So you just unlocked the secret word to make Kevin instantly love you. So he's gonna be welcome to you always coming back, huh?
It's like,
My Marvel Girl
I should have worn my
mask is
Cyclops
right
outfit today, see?
Yeah. I know. I liked your Halloween post where you did the Scarlet Witch, the Marvel Girl. You did the different looks while just chilling at home. So that's a nice low-key
Exactly.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm. I just got off a recording with Grey Malkin Lane, and I used the comment. I said, much like Thor's brother, I was low key, and everybody groaned. I wasn't allowed to say that anymore.
I love that stuff. But I love dad jokes. I don't know. They make me happy. They
Yeah.
make me giggle.
That's hilarious.
All right, so let's get into our episode. So, episode 8, previously on. So, this really, was special to me because previously on, I mostly associate with X-Men 92, how they do previously on X-Men on the first. But of course, many shows do that. But I loved Ryan's comment. He was very confused by our notes previously on structure and notes. You want to talk about that?
Oh, you're calling me out.
You know me by now.
Yes. So it's So the title that came through was previously on notes and structure, and I'm like, after finishing previously on, I'm like, is there a structure episode that I'm supposed to watch?
Yeah,
and I'm
it's a
like, no, the
confusing title.
finale's called series finale. But I was like, okay, never mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been
I
a
only
long
laugh-
birthday week and Halloween week. All right, my mind's not what it should be.
I only laugh because I do stuff like that all the time. I can't even explain sometimes how my mind makes connections to things. It just doesn't make sense. I'm right there
Same.
with
Like,
you.
what is it saying? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this aired February 26, 2021. Written by Laura Donney, Jack Schaefer, and Peter Cameron. Directed by Matt Shakeman. Take us away, Kevin. Kevin.
Okay. I love how you highlighted that, Ryan. Thank you. It's weird that it shows up on my screen.
Yeah, I know.
It's like shows up on my screen like
Yeah.
that. That's crazy. All right, let me show me the whole paragraph. There we go. Okay. So, 1695. I think it's actually 1693. Let's say 1695. Oh, that's a 1693.
On it.
Can you double check for that? I only know because the Charmed Book of Shadows was made in 1693, so I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's connect. I don't know. I'll continue. In Salem, Massachusetts, old-timey, a group of cloaked people drag Agatha Harkness to a hanging. Agatha's act if she is a witch, and she admits it. You see? She admits it. The cloaked figures take off the hoods, and it is revealed that they are Agatha's coven. Ooh, so we be witches too. Agatha has used dark magic forbidden to her. The coven starts to chant. Agatha pleads to her coven leader, her mother, Evanora, to stop. I love that name, Evanora, to stop this. The witches shoot their magic into Agatha. Oh my god, that sounds naughty to me.
No, yeah, that does sound a little naughty.
They shoot their magic at Agatha into her, and she screams in pain. Oh, in pleasure, pain. I don't know until she doesn't. Agatha, you see this color shift. It goes purple, and you saw the purple marvel change too in the beginning, which was just fun. Agatha is draining the witches of their power. Evanora joins in on the attack. Agatha magically gets free and kills the coven, turning them into older, dead skeletons. She tells Evanora she can be good. Evanora disagrees. You cannot. and she floats like, and then a crown forms on her head, and she renews her attack. We'll talk about that crown. Agatha drains Evanora of her life as well. She takes her mother's brooch, and flies away. That's a lot. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was beautifully done, though, Kevin. Yeah, quite the emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hard.
You're always hard, Sean.
Oh. Ryan, did you find an answer on the year?
I'm waiting like 30 seconds. Right behind me, it's actually happening.
Oh, okay.
Purple.
Oh, it's overtaken by Purple. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. That's how it changed. 1693.
bitch.
There you go. I know. See, I know my charm. I know my bitches.
Whatever. I hate
He
you.
does. This was so cool, though. I love this little story. I just loved seeing like a little bit of her backstory, and also how she was also kind of like a little bit of like a trickster.
Yeah.
Do you
She's like,
think?
it just bent to my power.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Marvel already had a plan for Agatha all along at this point, or do you think it truly was just because she was a breakout hit?
I mean, I want to say that Marvel had a plan, but let's be honest, Disney saw how much everyone loved her, and they're like, quick, get this straight to production.
And there was some basis of this in the comics. They
And
did
make it
have
a
her on
musical.
trial by witches in the comics, so it didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, at this point in the comics, like, this is when they gave Agatha Harkness, like, the new look that looks strangely like Catherine Hahn.
Yep.
With just the little thing in her hair, so...
I'm sure from a writing standpoint, there was elements that were thought of at the time, but so I would say a little bit of both. Maybe they kind of plotted something, but also you can't deny Catherine Hahn's performance.
Right. When you have Catherine Hahn and she's this good, like, you have to keep going.
Yes.
Do you remember, Felipe, when you realized she was Agatha?
Well, the rumors were going on for so long. That was one of the biggest theories, especially with the brooch. And so I kind of thought, that she was all along. The reveal was great, though. It was great.
Yeah, I think I started accepting it after episode 2. I was a little resistant to it because I really didn't think Marvel would bring her in for some reason. But then once somebody pointed out the brooch, I was like, okay, it's her.
Yeah, 2 was a good one to really, really solidify that. And then 5 was just like, okay, this is what we're dealing with.
Okay, fine. It's not Mephisto.
Is it? It could still be Mephisto.
That's true.
I mean, people were dying on the hill all the way to the end, so.
I remember.
Scene 2. Back in the present, Agatha is holding Senior Scratchy as she continues her confrontation with Wanda. Wanda tries to read Agatha's mind, but it doesn't work. Wanda demands to know where her children is. Agatha makes fun of Wanda's accent, coming and going. Wanda tries to use magic, but Agatha reveals the room is warded. Agatha admits she has been pushing Wanda to reveal her true self. Like Pietro was the closest she got to breaking Wanda. Agatha starts to recite an incantation. Cicada starts to crawl on Wanda's face. Agatha grabs it and transforms it into a bird. Agatha grabs a bird and holds it in her hand as she marvels at Wanda's magical finesse, controlling thousands of people in the hex. Agatha throws a bird to Senior Scratchy and he eats it.
Ew.
Yep. So, yeah, Senior Scratchy ate Mephisto. Remember when people
Yeah.
were like,
And
Mephisto is...
and rabbits are herbivores, so that's disturbing.
There's a theory about
Demon
Senior
rabbit.
Scratchy.
Yeah, demon rabbit.
What is it?
I'll save it for later.
Okay. We'll talk about it, and I've got a theory, because I don't have a lot of I've got theories this week.
But I love Agatha. She's like, magic on autopilot. Ha! Ha! Like, how dare you?
Yes.
She's like, I studied everything, and you just get it naturally. I hate you so much, Supergirl.
And then we're reminded once again of the cicada, which Kevin talked about in a previous episode. They have long lives and typically live underground. So that's kind of the symbolism here, because we're underground right now.
Agatha starts to magically throw Wanda around the room. She's demanding to know how Wanda is so powerful. Agatha brings up what Wanda said to Pietro about the nothingness she felt after Vision's death. Agatha uses magic to purple magic up a door. She demands Wanda to follow her through the door. When Wanda doesn't comply, Agatha threatens Billy and Tommy. Wanda follows Agatha through the door and into her memories.
Yeah, so this is like the deep reveal episode. Like, deep. We're getting the whole story.
Even the previously on went back to the Marvel movies, you know. Allow that.
Yeah, that was
apparently
crazy.
also when the previously on each episode, Wanda gets sadder and sadder, and the tone changes as it progresses.
Yes.
You didn't hear that episode yet, but I did bring that up.
Yeah, Kevin brought it up. But I'm glad you noticed too. It's a good reminder for our listeners. All right, so it's weird because right now we have episodes 6 and 7 recorded. This is episode 8, but episode 5 is the last one that came out. So yeah, all my fault. I just had to go on this cruise. Ugh, so selfish.
Kevin went on vacation. I went on a workcation, a regular vacation, and now going on a work vacation next week. So
I know. I'm just
a lot.
I can be selfish.
Yeah, and I'll actually be on vacation next week for my birthday.
Oh, awesome! Happy early birthday!
Thank you.
All us Scorpios over here.
Yes.
And you're celebrating in San Diego, right?
Yep.
That'll be fun. I love San Diego.
I'll be in
Anything
San
on
Diego tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
What's on the San Diego birthday docket?
I'm visiting my niece. She lives out there, and we're going to go to a Cascade concert. Coincidentally, most of my cosplay is at EDM festivals, so we'll see what happens this week.
Fun.
Very cool.
Yeah, I know someone who went to a Cascade concert recently. And I know what the back of their head looks like now.
The back of your hair is ridiculous.
Yes. All right, scene 4. Wanda walks into an average-looking, like, middle-class-ish, kind of poor middle-class Sokovian household. Wanda sees her parents, and her accent comes back. Oleg has brought his wife, Irene, a box of old TV shows on DVD. Irene is happy, but she knows they can't afford them. Oleg offers to sell them tomorrow after they binge them tonight. Enter Pietro. He demands that they enjoy TV night in English. It was a promise. Pietro calls for Wanda. Agatha tells Wanda to go join the scene. Wanda joins her family as a little girl. She doesn't see the show she wants. Oleg tells Wanda he hid it away. Irene looks out the window at the war as Oleg retrieves the Dick Van Dyke Show. We'll call out a Seanism in a second here with the Dick Van Dyke Show. Wanda wants Season 2, Episode 21. Pietro is sick of Dick Van Dyke, but Oleg loads up the episode. There are a few errors in the scene. Did anybody catch any of them?
Oh my gosh. Everything is wrong. Well, all those DVDs would not exist. All those DVDs would not exist. So, because the most obvious one is the Malcolm in the Middle, because that didn't start till 2000, and this is supposed to be 1999. But all those box sets even were released after 1999 of the older shows.
So we can headcanon that since the MCU is in a different reality, they just came out earlier.
Okay. I did see Who's the Boss in there, so it's like, ooh, who's the boss? Alyssa Milano. Oh, Charmed.
Yeah.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I clocked Bewitched, I Love Lucy, Malcolm in the Middle, Who's the Boss, The Addams Family, and I Dream of Jeannie. I did some research here, ladies. I found another big mistake. So if you look at the Dick Van Dyke Show, season 2, episode 21, it's called "My Husband is a
It should be
Check
20.
Grabber."
It's episode 20.
Yeah. So "My
Yeah.
Husband is a Check Grabber" is about the husband paying for dinner for friends, and the wife gets mad because he's always like wasting their money. But they're referring to, like Kevin said, episode 20, which is "It May Look Like a Walnut," which fits thematically because Rob, the husband, tells Laura, the wife, about a scary sci-fi movie about aliens like taking over, like using walnuts to subjugate people and cut off their thumbs. So when Rob wakes up the next day, like everything is overtaken by this alien thing. So it's kind of like mirrors WandaVision because a new reality has taken over the one that exists. So that was interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here's why Sean feels a little stupid. I've never put together that the Dick Van Dyke Show is the husband from Bewitched, Dick Van Dyke. I always knew who he was, but this was a show that he had.
Wait,
right?
What?
Isn't
Husband
Dick
from
Van Dyke
Bewitched?
the husband in
What?
Bewitched?
No.
Isn't it the same actor?
There's two Dickens in Bewitched.
There's two different Bewitched actors, but they're not Dick Van Dyke.
Neither of them were Dick Van Dyke.
Okay. So good.
Are you thinking? No. I think that you were maybe thinking of because Mary Tyler Moore is in the Dick Van Dyke Show, and then she had the Mary Tyler Moore show.
She got her own.
So maybe
show.
you're thinking of something like that.
Okay.
Catherine Young was cracking me up in this scene.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, she was just cracking me up with her comments about how loud Pietro was.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, we're right here.
Yeah. That's true. I was thinking Dick York and then later Dick Sargent was in Bewitched. But for some reason in the show, he looked very much like Dick York for a minute there with his little smile. So good. I'm not stupid, but I am.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, they have Dick in their name. We all love our Dick. So there you go.
And John always has Dick on the mind. Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm guilty of that as well. Yeah.
Did you notice too? When the mom comes in, she greets Wanda by covering her eyes, like the Sokovian greeting in episode 1.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
So that was kind of
Okay,
cool.
that is cool. Yeah.
Details.
Oh, it's me.
Yep.
Okay. The family start watching the Dick Van Dyke Show together. Wanda's happy and laughing along with the show. She's like, "This is my happy place." Oh, I love it so much. Oh, suddenly a bomb hits. No, so sad. Oh my gosh. Knocks the family forward. Well, the two of the family forward. The other two, who knows? Well, we know. But anyway, Wanda wakes up in the ashes and rubble of her home. She looks around in quiet agony. Pietro rushes in and saves Wanda just before a missile lands in their wrecked house. It's a stock missile. It starts to beep in a way that seems oddly familiar. Sounds like a toaster. I don't know why. A little ways past the bomb, Dick Van Dyke still plays. Wanda tells Pietro that by the end of the episode, it is revealed that it was all just a bad dream. No walnut overlord. Wanda reaches out to use magic on the bomb. Pietro stops her. Wanda is suddenly dragged out of her reverie. So this is important. Why is this important?
Which part?
I mean, I guess anything. Well, people comment and then I'll see if I can fill in the gaps if there's anything that's not said, because I know there's lots.
Okay. Well, one part of this is it's different from what we know of what happened to families or Wanda's family in the MCU earlier. It was more about like there being a sinkhole and the family like being sucked into it kind of and being stranded there for a time. So this is different than what was previously explained. So I don't know how to explain that one.
Yeah, it's a bit different. Yeah.
It's like she's retconning her own story.
Yeah.
Well, she did tell this a variation of this story on Age of Ultron, and you kind of get the gist of what happened, but it's kind of cool to actually see it.
Yeah. What else are you missing, Kevin?
This is also important because we were under the impression that she got all her powers from the experimentation and the stone. Where here we see that there was some kind of mutant or magic power inside her already, and this was her her old school like probability hex that nobody liked. But in this case, it saved them. So it's kind of fun to see that it's kind of started here and then was just amplified.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good call out because this can kind of go with her MCU character where original or not MCU but comics character where it was revealed that she was a mutant who then also got the witch powers. So she's like double up on the powers. So this is a cool detail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Scene 6. Grown-up Wanda comes into the room with Agatha. Comes to in the room with Agatha. The bomb is still blinking in the middle of the room. Agatha asks Wanda if she used a probability hex to render the bomb useless. Wanda argues the bomb just never went off. Agatha points out the kids were there for 2 days. It would have gone off. Agatha points out that Wanda has always been a witch, but that doesn't explain how she became so powerful. A Hydra door appears in the apartment. Wanda doesn't want to return to that place. Agatha insists the only way forward is to go back. The door slowly opens. The witches step through it.
Yeah. So we're going back to Hydra.
Mm-hmm. I do love that they're using like this door and stuff like that because in Steve Orlando's comic about Wanda, like there was this door always that like if people were in trouble, like that would lead them to Wanda, and Wanda would be able to help them, like wherever, like I forget what the door was called, but it would always lead them. So I kind of like that. Maybe Steve Orlando took that from like this maybe episode or something like that, but I don't know. I like them just like walking through the door where they need to go to find out how Wanda is what she is.
I feel like he probably did because the fact that he brought Darcy over shows how much he loves the MCU, and he's probably loves her because of WandaVision. So I think the door is probably based on this too. I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I like that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
In the Hydra facility, we see Wanda being experimented on in a cell. Agatha is confused at Wanda's trajectory in life. In response to her parents dying by bombing, her and Pietro join an anti-freedom terrorist organization. Wanda tells Agatha they wanted to change the world. Wanda goes into her past self. We see her wearing a Snow White rag realness as she enters the cell. She says
Volunteer.
she's a volunteer.
The
The Hydra scientist reveals to the other scientists that no one has survived this test. Wanda is tasked with touching the
Gonna
Mind
touch the
Stone.
butt.
Yeah, don't touch the butt. Different from any other test, the stone activates for Wanda. It flies off of the staff and hovers in front of our girl. It sheds the blue covering and reveals it's the yellow Mind Stone. Wanda sees a familiar silhouette appear from the yellow light. She absorbs the energy and passes out.
What do we
This was a
think
cool
of
scene.
the? It was. What do we think of the MCU? Like basically hiding the stones and other things. Like first it was a cosmic cube, and then it was like this
The
stone.
Tesseract and
Yeah, the Tesseract, and like they're all
Then
hidden
Jane
in other
Foster.
things. Mhm. Do we like this? Are we okay with
evil
this?
eye? And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense because if they weren't hidden, then why wouldn't have they been collected earlier? You know, it helps that they're kind of like these hidden in these other artifacts that nobody would think of them as much. So I don't know. I think it makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm mostly good with it, I think.
Yeah, no issues
So-
here.
I also have a theory. I think that Marvel wasn't originally planning on using the stones. I feel like they started the story later. So I feel like they cleverly like took things that were in the movies and evolved them into the stones, which
I
makes
can
it
see
more
that.
interesting and works
Yeah.
for them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. um, so this vision of the figure in there, do we think this is a glimpse at her future, or do you think it's just a glimpse of like the general force, kind of like the Phoenix Force? What's going on here?
I never thought of it
I
that
don't
way,
know.
Kev. That's a really
Yeah.
cool thought, though. That maybe it's like more of the Scarlet Witch as a Phoenix Force kind of thing, where it's a force
Yeah.
itself that chose Wanda.
That chose her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
cool. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
And this is
Yeah.
just a great scene in general too, because Wanda obviously goes to them knowing her life is going to change, assuming everything goes through. And I can't imagine she was like, "Oh, I'm going to do this first, and then I'd really like to settle down and have a family." No, there's a kind of an understanding that that may not be an option to her anymore because she's committing herself to this organization or
Yeah.
cause or whatever it may be, and that really resonates with me too. And I feel like this show really resonated a lot with our community in a lot of different ways. But for me, this was a very defining moment for Wanda, where she made a very big choice at the trajectory of her life.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I like the idea of the figure being the Scarlet Witch because in the comics it's been revealed that her mother Natalia was the Scarlet Witch and it kind of got
Right.
passed on to her. So I feel like they took
Mm.
that from the scene as well. And yeah, I do I like what you just said, Felipe, about why this resonates with our community, because it does feel like a lot of times we put certain things on hold to like fight the good fight, and sometimes it's just like I just want to be a gay man who lives with my hubby and like has kids, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. What about this idea of like Wanda becoming an anti-freedom fighter, anti-freedom terrorist? There's a lot going on
Yeah.
there.
Well, I mean, think about how Wanda started off in the comics. She was a villain at
Hmm.
first with the Brotherhood, which, someone might say like anti-human. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's
And they
already.
couldn't.
Just from this childhood, she already like was raised in trauma, just with the war and
Mhm.
everything, and then losing the parents. She's already like suffered a lot. So maybe she felt like this was some kind of way of, I don't know, balancing that. I don't know.
I think that's what this episode did extremely, extremely well. That you kind of forget because she's basically before this she was like a backside character. You know what I mean? She never really like
Hmm.
had like a moment to shine. She would have amazing scenes in movies using her powers, but never really like storytelling of anything
Mm-hmm.
for her. So they just did a really good job of reminding you that yeah, like this back character actually has had a lot of loss in her life throughout this MCU journey of hers. So,
Yeah, and I feel like the same person who I mentioned with Aurora, who the evil eye broke when they came to my my place for the first time.
hmm
I feel like they're on this journey where they've gone so far left that they're coming back out right. I feel like that's kind of where Wanda is in a way. Like I feel like
hmm
sometimes if we don't check ourselves, our good intentions can go too far to the other side. And it's interesting how like in dealing with her grief, she's becoming the enemy that caused her to be in this situation. So to come from that to being like an avenger, she goes from one extreme to the other, and
Mm-hmm.
then we
Yeah.
see how that goes for her in like Lagos and trying to be a hero. She's still almost a villain in a way. So she's on a
Mm-hmm.
pretty extreme journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I promise I'll stop calling out my friend. They're a good person. All right. Wanda wakes up in a cell. She is watching The Brady Bunch, specifically an episode with Kitty Carryall, Kevin. Kitty Carryall.
Ah.
hmm
While Wanda is watching her shows, the scientists are studying the footage. They can't seem to understand what happened to Wanda in there. In her cell, Wanda suddenly gets up and walks towards the TV. She's able to turn it off with her mind. Behind past Wanda, we saw Agatha and present Wanda. After seeing Wanda absorb the power of the Mind Stone, Agatha has a theory. She's got a theory, but she needs more to go off of. A new door appears. The witches walk through the door to find Wanda sitting on a bed, watching TV. Where is she now?
Yeah. It's interesting. I feel like every little episode of the other TV show has meaning, because this episode of the Brady Bunch was, about losing Kitty Carryall, and how Cindy believes that, she can feel and have emotions, and Bob is like, no, that's just, hair and plastic, and, so it's almost like a commentary on the Vision himself. It's very fascinating. Yeah.
That is.
Like, that doll can't have emotions, and Cindy's like, yes, I love her.
I love her.
All right. So, oh gosh. Wanda's surroundings are much nicer than before. Agatha notices that Wanda has come up in the world. You're a standing citizen. Oh. They are standing in the Avengers compound. Past Wanda is watching Malcolm in the Middle. This is the first home Vision and Wanda ever shared, in separate rooms anyway. This is shortly after Pietro was killed. Wanda senses Vision and calls for him. He faces through the wall. He was drawn to Wanda. She invites him to sit and watch the show with her. Vision is confused why the trellis falling on the dad in the show is funny. Wanda tries to explain, it just is. It's like, it's not that kind of show. He's not really hurt. Vision offers to listen to Wanda talk about her grief of losing Pietro. Wanda tells him nothing can comfort her except seeing her brother again. Wanda opens up about how her grief feels. Like, it feels weird to say about in that moment. Because I'm too, sad. It feels like she's drowning in it. And she talks about it like this wave that's constantly pushing her down. Oh, God. It makes me cry. Sorry. Vision explains to Wanda that grief is the act of love persevering. Sorry. Okay. Vision suddenly laughs at Malcolm in the Middle, and the two share a moment.
Thank you for reading that, Kevin. I know this, especially for someone who's lost someone close to them, I know this hits very hard, and I think the way Vision describes it is very beautiful, and it really resonated with a lot of people I saw on Reddit, because it's a beautiful thought to think that remembering someone is love persevering. I just love the way he describes that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's a point too where Agatha does this tear thing, and it seems almost sarcastic, but I wonder too if it kind of moved her in a way too, because she plays it off, but there's a moment where Wanda walks away to the next room, and you see Agatha has trauma on her face too as she walks away. It's blurry, so I was like, oh, are they planting seeds for Agatha here too?
Yeah. I also couldn't help but to realize, Wanda is formed by the Mind Stone. Vision literally has the Mind Stone on him. Is this what drew them together? Because he just wants to be near her, and he doesn't even realize why. Is it the Mind Stone that's calling out to them?
That's beautiful. I never thought about it that way. That is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
And then also, when we think about it, when we look at Captain Marvel in the MCU, she was formed by the Space Stone. So we're almost getting this early idea of what we're seeing in the comics now, where the stones have bonded with people, and people are exhibiting their powers. So I really think the comics did get that idea from what's going on in the MCU.
Oh yeah, you see a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. All right, we made it through the hard scene.
I guess Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen were at one of the cons recently together, and they were chatting about this scene. And Paul Bettany did kind of point out something interesting that I didn't notice the first time is on top of the scene being as beautiful as it is, kind of Elizabeth Olsen's reaction to what he's saying really hits hard, and I paid a lot of attention to that this time, and it just greatly enhanced that scene. It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It really is. And I think it says a lot to the writing. I like how we kind of see how we find solace from grief in like the most random places. Like Wanda didn't care anything about Vision until this point. I feel like he was just a robot to her, and then he comes in and he says beautiful things to her that help her with her grief, and suddenly we see like she's paying attention to him, like she's staring at him, she can't look away from him, and this is what kind of bonds her with him.
Yeah.
The scene ends, and Agatha points out that Wanda has lost everything: her parents, then Pietro, then Vision. Without Vision to pull her back from her grief, Agatha wants to know what led Wanda to creating the hex. They're close. Agatha urges Wanda to reach for the answer. Agatha helps Wanda realize that she wanted Vision back. A glass door appears, leading Wanda into the sword facility.
Gasp.
Not my new job.
Oh, I did want to say something too about the Malcolm in the Middle thing from the last scene.
Okay.
Because I feel like every episode of the show has some relevancy. So that particular episode of Malcolm in the Middle was Hal trying to hide something about I forget what the issue was, but he was hiding the truth from his wife, and he was like trying to nail up the windows and keep her away from something. So like, oh, that's kind of interesting too.
It all fits
Kind of like what Wanda. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda sees her past self march into the facility and demand to see Vision. Wanda is recently unblipped and wants to give Vision a proper funeral. The guard gets a call and allows Wanda to go through the facility doors to see Vision. The guard gets up to buzz Wanda in, but Wanda uses her magic to open up the doors.
I feel like that's such an important detail that she could have just opened the door at any time, but she was going through protocol because it shows that she's still with it at this point. Yeah, she's restrained.
Mm-hmm. She's following. She's trying to follow by the book, and be a good citizen and be not
a hero,
stir the pot or anything. Yeah.
All right, Wanda makes her way through the facilita. She beelines it to Director Hayward's office. She asks to recover Vision's body. She is the next of kin. Hayward dodges the question and leads Wanda to Vision's body. Sword is dissecting Vision. Wanda is disturbed by what she sees. Hayward tells Wanda that they are dismantling Vision. He is one of the most dangerous weapons ever made. Wanda pleads to have Vision back. Hayward tells Wanda she has the power to bring Vision back to life. He can't allow her to take this dangerous $3 million weapon and either bring it back to life or bury it. Wanda disagrees. She blasts into the room and visits Vision's body. She puts a hand to his head and tells it, "I can't feel you." Whew. This is another scene.
I don't know where Ryan went, but yeah.
I know.
He's here. Sorry.
There you are.
Okay.
Nature called.
Okay.
Oh, okay. But yeah, this is another one.
Scene, it's another You Look Familiar, because this is taken directly out of West Coast Avengers number 43 to the point where Wanda is standing in a glass room above, looking down on Vision being dismantled. Only she's standing with, I think it was Mockingbird, who reveals it to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Luke.
Familiar.
Familiar.
If you think that's bad, you should hear me sing.
She's like, I did this because they tricked me into doing this, and la-di-da-di-da.
Yeah.
Super sad, yeah. Again, they do a great job to making you see how much she is lost in this episode.
Mm-hmm. And I read...
go ahead.
Oh, I read somebody's take that in the comics, this was a really big moment because up to this point, we had never seen the inner workings of Vision. We just knew he was a synthezoid, but now he's actually been laid out as a robot. So, like, the writers couldn't go back at this point other than treating him as a synthezoid object because we've seen him torn apart, basically.
Yeah.
And who knew those 3 words would come back to haunt us on X-Men 97?
I know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, that
I was
part
thinking that
broke
too.
us all.
But this is especially hard too because in the past movies, there's multiple times where they would tell each other, "I just feel you." She said it to him, he said it to her, and so the "I just feel you" is part of their history, and the fact that she changed to "I can't feel you" is very, very hard.
Yeah.
It's a nice rapport, and it means that no one else knows them the way they know each other.
And I feel like it's really tragic too because here she just wants to take him home. She wants to give him a funeral. Not just for him, but for her, because people that are left, they need that funeral to like get that closure. They need that moment, and she's still like in that process because she doesn't have that closure. And it's just so you can see the pain that she's having, and Hayward's just being a complete dick, treating him like parts and $3 million of vibranium. He's like, I can't have you put that in the ground, which kind of is exactly where it should go because it was stolen from the ground. Thank you very much. So yeah, it's just really, he's so heartless, and she's so good in the scene too because you can see she's trying to keep it together, but she's having a hard time. So,
for some reason, I really remembered her in this part, like stealing Vision's body and taking it with her. I don't know why.
No, I was going to say that too because I remember thinking about a past episode when he was going through the wall, and I was thinking, oh, maybe the parts that she took are trying to go back, and I'm like, wait, anyway, she didn't take anything, which is like, oh my gosh, see, she's so stand up.
Yeah, she could have easily like taken the body, and I feel like Hayward was totally egging her on, like, oh, you could bring him back, winky face.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's what he wanted. He was giving her this whole spiel. He's like, yeah, come in here, let her see it. Maybe she'll touch him. Maybe she'll bring him to life. That's exactly what I want. All right. Oh, me. Okay. Wanda calmly leaves the facility. Surprisingly, me. I was like, oh, forgot. Wow. Go her. She seems defeated. She gets in her car and finds a letter on her passenger seat. Wanda drives out to Westview, a small town in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing special about it. We see the inhabitants of Wandavision as they were before the Hex. They all seem so sad and listless. What a boring-ass place to live. Wanda drives up to an empty lot. She gets out of the car while holding the letter. She opens the letter to reveal it is the plot of land Vision bought for them. He drew a heart around a message. To grow old and, broken. Like you think of all the plans, and that too is a parallel because that heart becomes the heart on the calendar. Oh my gosh.
I'll be back in episode 1.
Yeah. So Wanda falls to the ground in grief. The Hex explodes out of her and creates Westview as the TV show life she grew up watching. Wanda creates a vision from herself, and the energy is yellow, like the Mind Stone, which is very cool. Everything is black and white except Wanda. She's just staring at everything, mesmerized. She steps into the shot as the housewife she was in episode 1. And it's interesting because, Vision appears and she's just looking at him and he's just looking at her. But it's almost like he doesn't recognize her until she steps forward and becomes that persona.
True.
Which is very interesting. Vision welcomes her home. The two lovers sit on the couch together and canoodle. The right way.
Proper use of canoodle. Proper use.
And present Wanda watches like a pervert.
So, two things here. So, number one, just being kind of the feminist person I am, the power of woman, I love that like Vision is created from her as it should be in the Bible, because why would a woman be created from a man? Women are like the givers of life.
Yeah.
Also, when I was editing past episode, I forgot to bring this up in my defense of Vision being an aspect of Wanda, which we now see here he is. But when he's
Yeah.
in the office reading the memo from Sword, everybody was reading it with him, and Wanda wasn't there, so she wouldn't have known about it.
Yeah.
So that's how we know for sure that he has the power like she does, because
Yeah.
he is her.
Mhm.
Well, he did change what's his name, brought him back to like his
Yeah.
normal. Yeah, I forgot what his name is. Is it Ralph? No, not Ralph.
Yeah.
Not Ralph.
Ralph.
Oh.
He scores me with laughs.
I have something to say about Ralph, which is very pertinent to this episode too. If you just reminded me, but you can say something, Felipe, first. I think you wanted to say something.
No, to your feminist point, the twins have Wanda's last name, so there you go.
Oh, true.
Oh,
That's a very
see?
good point.
Yeah. But the thing about Ralph is, in the first episode, Agnes was like, the only way Ralph would remember our anniversary was if it was a beer called June 2nd. What's interesting about that, June 2nd is the date of the first trial and conviction of the Salem witch trials.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Yeah. Cool little connection there. So that was a
many
big clue in the
connections.
beginning.
Wanda sees the
Oh,
camera.
and the movie marquee. Sorry. Sorry. The movie marquee, when it changes with her hex, the movies it changes to is Big Red and Kidnapped.
Oh, funny.
So like, oh yeah. I don't think those are real movies, but I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Really nice touches. Wanda sees the cameras and lights around the scene. There's suddenly clapping from a set of bleachers where an audience would sit. Agatha celebrates Wanda for getting to the heart of the issue. Agatha turns to purple smoke and bounces. Wanda hears Tommy and Billy outside. She runs out to find Agatha floating while she holds the boys on power leashes. Oh my. Agatha tells Wanda she knows what she is. She has the power of a mythical being, and she's using it to make brekkie and live in a make-believe world. Agatha tells Wanda that she is the Scarlet Witch.
Review.
Oh my god. The movie Big Red is a movie about a dog that came out in 1962. So I guess that would kind of
thank
align
you.
with. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Now let me look
How
up
fun.
Kidnapped.
Kidnapped. When did that come out?
Apparently in 2023.
Oh.
Yeah, so that one. There also is a Kidnapped film that came out in 1948.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll do that. But very cool. Oh, I love that this is the first time that we ever get to hear the words Scarlet Witch. Like just so cool.
And it is funny too,
Yeah.
considering like in the beginning, Hayward's like, "Does she have a screen code name or anything?" And he's like, "No, just Wanda." Like, well,
Yep.
like you're a little too early. Now she does.
Before she used to be
Even
like
when
Madonna.
when they filmed Ultron, I know that they did not have the full rights or
Mhm.
whatever the issue was, where they could not even say the name Scarlet Witch. So I just didn't think I would hear it ever, and it actually gave me goosebumps the first time I heard Agatha call her the Scarlet Witch. There's only a few moments that gave me goosebumps, and one was the opening credits to the first X-Men movie. 2, when Jean, the flames came around her after she sacrificed herself, and 3, calling Wanda the Scarlet Witch, just all over.
Nice. Valid. And this also gave me goosebumps because this was very different from her comics, because in the comics so far we hadn't really had this idea of her like taking on the mantle of Scarlet Witch, like bringing it from, like she just always was the Scarlet Witch. So suddenly we have this idea that like she's being gifted these powers in a way which is very different. And like I remember I was like a little resistant to it at first, but it's also very cool. Like I like how you compared it to the Phoenix earlier, Kevin. Like it's very that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now for the secret ending. From their makeshift base, Sword is working away near the Hex. An officer approaches Hayward and tells him the team is ready for launch. Hayward reveals that he took this thing apart and put it back together. All they needed to activate it was a little power from the source. They use energy from Wanda's Hex to activate White Vision.
Oh,
He comes alive and studies himself. I love that he looks at his fingers. He's like, yeah, these are adequate. I bet I got nice junk.
Yeah.
This is a nice size, yeah.
So then let's go right into I've got a theory.
I've got a theory.
Expanding the borders of the false world we created.
I've got a theory.
It could be witches.
oh my god.
And talk about White Vision.
Yeah.
So
Our expose.
I think that'd be white.
Yeah, our expose. So what everybody was talking about at this point is knowing White Vision from the comics. Basically, Vision is destroyed, torn apart. He's rebuilt, but when they rebuild him in the comics, he doesn't have any of the memories or any of the things about humanity he's learned. So he's very cold and calculated, like a machine. And I remember the first thing I thought of in the MCU is he doesn't have the Mind Stone. So kind of very similar is there's nothing to make him think or recall the stuff that he lived as Vision.
And it's interesting that they replaced that with an arc reactor like Tony Stark. It's an arc reactor shape.
Yeah.
So very fascinating. But I was like, ooh, the treachery, because the whole drone that she touched with the magic, that's all they needed. I was like, ooh, I don't like this betrayal. Oh.
Yeah.
Betrayal.
They're basically doing what she did.
Yeah.
Using her magic to bring a vision to life, yeah.
What was...
So one of the theories that was going around at some point was that Senior Scratchy was actually her son, Nicholas.
Yes.
And
that's
he would
right.
Emerge at some point. And there's another one that Bryan Cranston's officially joined the MCU because of that scene that they watched.
That's true. That's going to be confusing when we see him as Mr. Sinister.
Oh.
Yeah. He was also in Power Rangers, the movie.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, there's a big theory going around that Wanda would essentially rip open the multiverse and all these Fox characters would come through because of Pietro.
Right?
Yeah.
Including Bryan Cranston from Malcolm in the Middle.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But here, I can...
theory.
go ahead.
Oh, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think, too, it's very clear here. I don't know if this was set up for anything in the future, but Agatha is very much, she wants to know her power, but she seems to be very interested in how she brought Vision back. She's like, how did you do it? How did you create him from nothing? And it goes back to, you can do that, this whole thing. So I feel it's all related to some kind of grief that she had. It's crazy that these are all in this show before anything else happened.
She's kind of learning as she goes along what Wanda may or may not be capable of until she finally realizes that she did create Vision and ultimately comes to her conclusion, but still fitting her villainy path of ultimately isolating Wanda. The only people preventing that were Monica and Vision. So it's kind of cool to see how that unfolds through Agatha's perspective, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
And there are a lot of theories at this time that the White Vision would meld with the Vision that's in the Hex, and they would create the old Vision, basically. We'll see how that plays out.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think it's going to go well.
Yeah, I thought they're going to get along. Superb.
Absolutely. Back to normal.
Yep. Any other theories that you were of at this time?
I'll spare us all the M word.
Mephisto.
But Hayward was still being super shady, and he could have still been Ultron or Mephisto. as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned.
Yes.
Yeah, people thought Hayward was Mephisto for a while too. They kept saying that. I'm like, oh my goodness.
It's that bitch Dottie.
Yeah. See.
Well, people thought that she was a different witch of her own too for like a while. I remember you put that in her expose or in the information when you posted it out on Insta. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, it made so much sense with that theory because her husband is also named the husband of that witch, and she has the name of that witch. So it's like we were right there. We were edging.
And she had yellow powers, and that was the color of her roses. So,
Yep. Watch them reveal in Vision Quest that like she is that witch and that Mephisto's behind it all along.
I know, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
And then
She's
we
like
get
the-
a
she's
show
like the good witch.
along.
Yeah.
She's like the good witch that was in the end of the
Riri.
witches. You know that chair.
Yeah. All right, let's talk this episode. So give me a little blurb on how you enjoyed it and rate it for me. Hot like Sunspot, warm like Zorn, kind of hot and cold like Temper, cold as no more, or freezing like Iceman. Let's start with Felipe, and if you answer wrong, then we're kicking you off the show.
He does this to me once an episode, as you know. Don't worry.
You're my new Ryan.
As a character study episode for Wanda, it's so amazing. And her creating Westview with all the tragedy that has followed her, it's easy to assume that it would continue to do so. But the big difference this time around is she is in control. So with that being her motivation and with the world unfolding the way it did, it's just really amazing on how they pulled it off. And hot like Sunspot.
Valid. Who do you want to popcorn to next? Because we all say popcorn, it's common.
Oh, really? Oh, my God. I don't know how to use this phrase. I'm sorry. But Ryan, popcorn, please?
Yeah, no worries. Don't worry. We're all in that boat with you. Sean's the only one who knows how to use it.
I feel very attacked.
Yeah, you should. You should, Laganja. You should. I also agree. I have to say, hot like Sunspot. I just really enjoyed this episode. Like we said, they gave her like a proper introductory kind of like, or I'm sorry, storyline. Basically, you know, we got to learn a lot more about Wanda and her powers and all that stuff. So, hot like Sunspot. Really liked it.
Go ahead and popcorn someone.
Popcorn Kevin.
That was the correct way to use it. You did it right.
Taking notes.
He's taking notes on how to use popcorn correctly.
If you've taken nothing else from your time on this episode, thank you for taking that.
I feel like this episode was interesting because it did slow down a little bit. We got to like step back and see the bigger picture, the history and the lore, and we get to see, you know, a little bit Agatha's motivations and what she's doing. We get to see the Hayward side of things and the like behind the scenes. So I think it's super beautiful, and the, you know, the emotion that's there, the lessons we learned, and and you know, the acting in this was like one of the, I mean, the whole series is good, but this is like one of the best moments that you can see it from everybody. And so I'm giving it a hot like Sunspot. No surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, and everything y'all just said, it makes sense because I love seeing the progression of Wanda. She's this uber powerful being who's gone through so much grief, so we get to see how she gets to where she eventually gets, and whether it's loved or hated by fans, like it makes sense, I think, within the MCU, and we love these kind of tragic heroes. So I think they did an excellent job of building her into who she is and making her so beloved by all of us that we buy these stupid ears at Disneyland. So, like
the amount of cosplays, all the
Yeah.
conventions. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's amazing how Wanda was just kind of a whatever character for so long, and now she's like A-lister within comic books because of this.
Yeah. I mean, she's gonna be the new Sorcerer Supreme in the comics right now, so that is freaking awesome.
Yes, I love it. I love that she wears the
Even in
cape
the
like as
MCU,
a butt cloak.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, sorry.
She seems very unaffected by the toxic fandom that can occasionally arise. I don't really see that ever hit Wanda, so that's an accomplishment in itself.
Yes, it is. Good point. All right, the X Factor, favorite moment or thing that connects to the greater Marvel universe. I kind of just said mine. It was just how amazing they built Wanda's character in this, and like I think they did an excellent job of showing who she is in House of M and what led to House of M. They like built that so well into the MCU. I love it. Popcorn Felipe.
Oh my lord.
Wanda getting an origin story within the MCU is a big deal. It's amazing that you just don't think that again. How you, to your point, that she's occasionally sidelined and she's kind of there to propel the story, but to get a proper origin story is amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Popcorn somewhere. I'm gonna make this thing work. This is fetch.
Popcorn, Kevin.
Oh, yes, popcorn. Okay. I think for me, I mean, remember when I watched this 4 years ago. This was a very powerful episode for me too. But I think now it's even more. And so it's gonna be that Vision and Wanda scene, and where he's giving her that speech. It's just so important. So, yeah.
Right, how about you, Ryan?
Yeah,
well, it's okay. No worries. The popcorn at this point is stale, just like that joke.
Ouch. Where's the hang up button?
See, I told you. I'm getting kicked off. So, honestly, I don't know what to choose from the three that you guys chose, because all of them were like perfect. Like the origin story, Wanda just becoming as powerful as she is, or I remember honestly that scene really hitting me like hard. Just like I loved the lines in that scene that Kevin was talking about with Vision and Wanda, like just the exchange there. So I'm gonna go with Wanda getting an origin story. I'll go with that one.
Okay. And before we get into our last thing here, or previously on, is this week, who wore it better, Vision or White Vision? Do you like him all colorful, or do you like him plain white? I like him colorful.
Oh.
Yeah, we're a queer podcast.
Even though you call him ugly in the first.
Yes.
I know. But he looks better in the MCU. He's not like bright red and green.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
And yellow.
Yeah.
Which fast food franchise are you?
Yeah. So we all agree regular colored Vision is better, not White Vision.
Yeah.
White Vision is like spooky, scary. Like he looks like something I would see in a horror movie.
Yeah.
True.
No, I still smash.
Why's it got to be white? No.
Why's it got to be white? Let's get into our Danger Room Divas.
Come on, Gambit, can't you make this program a little tougher?
Oh, it's no game, buddy. It's the danger room. It's where we train.
Danger Room Divas!
Simulation complete.
So, Felipe, would you rather be a hero or a villain?
I will be a hero.
Wow, guests usually like villains. Look at you. And you can go up against myself or Ryan.
Let's do this, Sean.
All right.
All right. Let's see. So for you, you get... Oh, you almost got one of my favorites, and then you got one of Kevin's favorites. It was almost magic, but you got Forge.
Oh,
nice.
Daddy.
Daddy.
It's on a commercial break.
How appropriate for the show.
I know. All right, so villains, I get Juggernaut.
Oh.
Okay.
This will be interesting. They're very different people. One of them has brains, one of them has bronze. All right, enter situation. Oh no, we've had this one before, and you guys all judge me for putting it in here. Who would be more into pup play?
I know who I want to be more in. Well,
who would be more into pup play?
Oh my.
That's usually my line.
Yeah. Ryan, are you going to be our timer?
Oh my.
Yep, time is up and ready. All right.
So, are you going first or second, my friend?
I will try my best. I'll go first.
Wow.
Okay. You're going to have 30 seconds, starting in 1, 2, 3.
Forge vs. Juggernaut. Who'd be more into pup play? Fight.
Imagine the wonderland of inventions that Forge could come up with in regards to pup play. In the mask, in all the toys, everything around him, just an endless supply, just everything he can think of. And that's my only argument. No.
And you got 7 seconds. No.
And the leg's cool.
Time.
He'd be that scruffy Dom. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
All right, Kev, you ready?
Sean.
I'm sorry. Oh, Sean, you ready?
Yes.
All right. On your marks. Get set. Go.
Look at Juggernaut's relationship with Black Tom. That's Dom sub realness. Like Juggernaut definitely loves to be told what to do, and he's already wearing a mask, so he's already used to like the pup play thing. Can you just imagine like Black Tom like bossing Juggernaut around? Plus, he has to like be this big, strong guy all day. Usually, those people are the ones who like to be told what to do. He likes to just be free and like pee on things. Like that's his realness right there.
Stop. Yeah. On several levels.
He'd be able to wear a massive tail in that butt plug tail. Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
Oh my god. Oh my.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will be back next week with the series finale. Until then, though, Felipe, where can people find that beautiful mug of yours?
I am on Instagram under Felipekinetic.
Very nice. And Kevin, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on my personal Instagrams, KJEEZY87. It's there, fun stuffs. And then the other podcast we do, Words of the Witches, which the Charmed Publishings.
How about you, Ray?
You guys can find me on Instagram at RYEORIO, or find me in the Solving for X comments.
And you can find me on Shawnee Havoc on Instagram or TikTok. And you can go to our website, solvingforxmen.com, which will link you to our X dramas, Too Mutant to Handle, and A Nightmare on Grey Malkin Lane. Also, all of our episodes. Also, our merch, like this beautiful shirt, Solving for X. And I can't see anymore, but it says back at the manor.
I love it.
Yeah, business there. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.